Hey guys, welcome to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about the CSA T20 Challenge squads. Seeing that the T20 Challenge is going to be kicking off tomorrow, and the first round of fixtures will be taking place. I'll go through the fixtures with you guys let you guys know what fixtures are going to be happening tomorrow, first and foremost. And we'll go through all the squads that have been selected for this particular series, and we'll go through as well. I'll highlight the Proteas players that are likely to be who have been in the T20 squad over the last couple of years, and I'll highlight the ones that will be available for this tournament, and for how long they'll be available for this tournament as well, because we know that the IPL um, will disrupt this tournament after a couple of rounds of fixtures. So I'll be going through all the squads, letting you guys know who's in the squads, etc., and who has been selected. And then I'll also let you guys know as well which Proteas players are in the side or in the squads as well for each individual team. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, we are very close to our next milestone of 5,000 subscribers. So click the subscribe button, click the notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. And we've also launched the Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner for small businesses and medium enterprises that want to market effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. If you know anybody in that field, send this link to them. They can have a free discussion with us and we can talk about plans and strategies and how we can insert a marketing system into their business to help them grow their business effectively and affordably. So the link is on the screen as well as in the description. So today is going to be a lot of talk about T20 cricket again. This is kind of the final. This is the final leg of the South African domestic season. This is the final competition, and then after this competition, they'll be rallying up the points to decide who's going to be relegated, and then obviously we'll know also who's going to be promoted as well. And so that's what we're going to be talking about on today's show. Particularly is the squads. I'll go through all the squads and a little bit of a preview and see what you guys feel and think about this tournament, uh, and how excited you are about this tournament, which starts tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. A very good evening. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid. This is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. And today we're going to be discussing the CSA T20 Challenge and what the teams are, what the squads are, and who the Proteas players are that are going to be on display for at least the first, I think it is the first three or halfway of the tournament. Um, so the South African players will be available for the first half of the tournament, just over perhaps a halfway through. It's looking like they will be available. Only won't be available for the last. Seems like it. If I look at the stats of a year, possibly the last round or two of fixtures, the last two rounds of fixtures, and then obviously the semifinals and the final, of course. So let's discuss the squads first and foremost. I think that's probably the most important part of this particular show is revealing the squads, all the squads for each team in the CSA T20 Challenge for Division 1. So let me share that with you guys. We did put it up on our website as well for you guys to go back and have a look at as well, so that you do guys have a reference to go back to if you want to. We know that the T20 Challenge kicks off on tomorrow, which is obviously Friday. So let's start with the GBets Rock squad. Peter Malan will be captain. Janneman Malan is in this team. Keegan Peterson, Clyde Fortain, Aviwa Majima, Michael Copeland, Christian Jonker, Farisco Adams, Sean Van Berg, Hardus Viljoen, Clinton Stierman, Akona Manyaka, Aishul Klutisi Amaima, Imran Manak, Giovanno Barron, and Adrian Tutoy. I would say that possibly this is a chance for someone like Janaman Malan again to rewrite his season. End the season on a high, find his form again, and show his devastating ability with the bat that has been lacking throughout the season. It's another chance for him to showcase that. I was a little bit surprised by the fact that they've gone with Peter Malan as their captain. If you look at Peter Malan, I don't think a lot of people would put him into the bracket of a T20 type player. Uh, if you look at the other candidates, though, available for this particular tournament, when you're talking about a captain's perspective, there aren't necessarily a lot of guys on this list that you could possibly say are candidates for captaincy that are T20 like players. I would probably go with Farisco Adams in that regard. I think the Iceman is the guy that could have been the person that is selected as captain, but you can see that there is a space or a position over here available for someone like Peter Malan, given the amount of batters that are in the side and the type of batters that are um, in the squad. I look at this squad. For me personally, I think that the other teams um, around the country probably have a little bit more of an advantage with the amount of Proteas players they have in their squad. I think the G-Bets, Rocks, and the Tuskers are the two teams that will probably struggle with regards to that, as well as Northwest. They don't really have many Proteas or Proteas players in their squads. So I would say that they, at least in this first half of this tournament, they will be kind of the underdogs when you take a look at the squads. When I go to the DP World Lion squad, you can see it's stacked full of Proteas players or potential Proteas players. Now, Bjorn Fortuin will be the captain of this side, which is another surprising one. I don't think Bjorn has captained a team, the team before, if my memory serves me well. But he will take over this particular team as captain. Then you've got Ryan Rickleton, Riza Hendricks, Kagiso Rabada, Temba Bavuma, Rassi van der Dussen, Mitchell van Buren, Vian Mulder, Evan Jones, Tsepo Mareki, Cody Yusuf, Kwena Mapaka, Zubair Hamza, Connor Eastasian, Junaid Dawood, Ngaba Peter, Delano Potgieter, and Lutus Pamla. So you can see it's a very balanced side and a very strong squad. And particularly, we know that this first half of the tournament is going to set the tone for all of these teams. And I think that those that have Proteas players, they are going to want to get an advantage in this tournament. And having so many Proteas players in your side that are also in form. I mean, Ryan Rickleton, coming off the SA20, was in great form. Riza Hendricks, now coming out of the PSL, is in great form. And so is Rasim Veradison from the SA20 and the Pakistan Super League, also coming off great form. So there's a nice balance to this Lions team. And I think they're quite dangerous because they have a nice balance to the squad of youngsters, Proteas, and experienced domestic players, as well as up and coming stars like Kwena Mapaka, for example. You could put Connor Easthuizen in that bracket as well. And so a very good balanced, nice balanced side here, and a lot of players that are in form coming out of the SA20. Then we've got the Tusker squad for the CSA T20 Challenge as well. Michael Erlang is captain. Then you got Cameron Dalport. We know he's destructive in T20 cricket. Tamasanka Kamalu, sorry. Malcolm Nuffel. Cameron Shackleton. Kyle Nipper. Keith Dudgeon. Delivio Ridgart. Alindile Mkhletwa. Um, Smangaliso Nglebela, Kirtland Manikam, Mondli Kumalu, Umbolela Budaza, and Ruben Trumpelman. A lot of these players you wouldn't have heard of. I mean, I haven't really. A lot of these players I'm not very familiar with. So it's, I mean, gonna be very interested to see what this team can do. I'll probably watch them very closely to see how they perform and what they have in their locker. Uh, Tuskers are possibly looking like they are going to go down the season. If we're going to be completely honest with the situation, the Tuskers team does look like they probably will go down and be relegated this season based on their performances this season. Then we've got the World Sports Betting Western Province side. We've got Cal Verreina as captain. Then we've got Tony DeZorzi, Abdallah Bayumi, Bjorn Hendricks, Dane Patterson, Daniel Smith, Gavin Kaplan, George Linder, Carl Simmons, Michlali Mpungwana, Nandre Berger, Wayne Parnell, Matiu Kaya Nabe, Wesley Bedia, Eddie Moore, Unken Yaku, David Bedingham, and John O'Bird. Very similar to their first class squad, almost identical, basically, bar Yasin Vali. Um, I think the rest of the players are all basically the same. And Wayne Parnell coming back into the squad again hasn't been available all season. I don't know what the reasons are there that he wasn't available for one day games or the first class games, but he is available for the T20 games. He obviously captained Pretoria Capitals. So that experience is obviously going to be very vital for this team. Calverena had an excellent SA20, scored 100 as well in the tournament. Tony DeZorzi didn't have the best of SA20s for the Durban Super Giants. We've got a young star in Abdallah Bayumi there coming through the system, can hit a long ball and is pretty decent bowler as well. We know what Bjorn offers with his left arm swing, and we know what Nandre offers with his left arm swing too. Dane Patterson, we know that what he can do. Uh, it's going to be interesting which bowlers they do go with, dependable on the conditions and where they play. We know how exciting Daniel Smith is, Gavin Kaplan. I think Daniel Smith, his all-round game and the way he bats is quite useful for Western Province, particularly those reverse sweeps that he plays, I think, against the teams that have massive spinners. Then George Linder coming in, down the order. Let's see where he plays for Western Province, what position he bats in. We know what he offers with the bowling. So he's very similar to Carl Simmons in a way. Michlali Mpongwana, we know he can smack the ball too. We've seen him in the One Day Cup and how he performed there, hitting 100 in the final to help Western Province win their first trophy in over 6 years. So we know his capabilities. So David Bedingham, it's good to see him in the squad, that he'll be available, and let's see what he can do, if he can be as destructive in the T20 format. We know that he played for the Blitz a while back. So let's see what he can do in this format as well. Then we've got the Hollywood Bets Dolphins, CSA T20 Challenge Squad, of course. Keshav Maharaj, captain. Grant Rulofson, Bryce Parsons, Ethan Bosch, Kayo Zondo, Marcus Ackerman, John Smuts, Brad Proteas, Jason Smith, Andile Pechlekwayo, Andile Semalani, Prinlin Zubrayan, Otniel Bartman, Kuchlet Tkele, Darren De Pavlon, Tristan Stubbs, Oderile Modemakwani, Tsepo Dotole, and Sarel Irvia. Also, very similar to their first class squad. We're going to be seeing that as a lot this season. I feel that it's good to see that there are so many players that are multi-formatted here. And that's also great to see. But Keshav is available for them, and he'll be their captain, so he'll probably be available for the entire series. He's not going to the IPL, so that's a massive boost for them. It's going to be interesting to see how Grant Rulofson plays, because he never got a chance in the SA20 this season. So it's now another opportunity for him to put up his hand and show the world what he can do, or show the South African players, or show South Africa what he can do. And Otniel Bartman, we know that he's a standout performer definitely for them. Obviously, top wicket taker in the SA20. Has showed amazing form in that tournament, so he's a massive asset for them. And Darren de Pavlon didn't have a bad season for Pretoria Capitals either, so a very good balanced side here, I would say, with some players that need to prove themselves. Then we've got the Momentum Multiply Titan squad, stacked with Proteas again, but Subhanela Makanya, Rivaldo Munsami, Aiden Markram, Donovan Ferreira, Neil Brandt, Corbin Bosch, Junior Dala, Tan Halim, Luandre Pretorius, Lazard Williams, Debray Shamsi, Steve Stork, Tladi Pukaku, Ayabulela Kamani, Aaron Pongiso, Heinrich Klaassen, Jack Lees, Matthew Boast, Deval Brevis, and Lungi Ingidi. So, also another very talented side, and a very nicely balanced side. I think this is an opportunity for Deval Brevis to now show himself and show his form in this tournament. I mean, he did well in the last tournament, uh, because we know how he performed there. Um, I think he scored 100 in the tournament last season. So it's a tournament for him to really show off his talent again and find his form again before he goes to the IPL. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Leandre Pretorius and Steve Stork. Will they get opportunities to play in these matches? Will they be trusted on late on in the tournament when Aiden Markram leaves and Heinrich Klaassen leaves to the IPL and Deval Brevis? So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with those two youngsters. And based on this particular squad, if you remove Aiden Markram and you remove Heinrich Klaassen, it's highly possible that someone like Andre Pretorius and Steve Stork could possibly open the batting. And Deval Brevis, if Deval Brevis leaves, could possibly open the batting in a side like this. But it will be a massive risk playing those two youngsters who haven't really played much senior cricket. Throwing them into the mix in a CSA T20 challenge like this can be a sink or swim type of scenario. And Junior Dala had a great tournament in the SA20, so it's a massive plus to have him for the entire season. So let's wait and see how they perform. You've also got Lazard Williams over here, who's a Protea player. That's a massive plus for them to have him available for the entire season as well. So yeah, so let's wait and see how Titans team perform. But it looks like quite a dangerous balanced side and or squad. So going to be interesting to see what they can do. Then Auto Investments Northwest Dragon squad. Pamanye Keke, we know that he was excellent in the in the knockout competition not so long ago and the CSA T20 challenge last season. So he's a massive plus for this side. Then you've got Caleb Saleka, another person that people wanted to see play now. You know, he's a spinner and we in desperate needs of spinners. So good to see that he is going to possibly be getting a go here. Dwan Jansen, obviously Marco's twin brother, Gideon Peters, Grant Mokwena, Glomfo Modemekwani, Kerwin Manguru, Lesejo Senakwani, Lesiba Ngwepe, Mikael Prince. Good to see him back into squads again. I was quite surprised that he wasn't thrown into first class cricket a lot more when he had a decent season last season, I think. So it was interesting to see him not being given more opportunities in first class cricket. I don't know if it was injured or what was the problem there. You got Michael Pretorius, one of the top all-rounders in the first class division this season. You got Reinhard van Tonde, Ruan de Swart, who had a great SA tour, SA tour to New Zealand. Ruben Herman, Senaran Mutasami, and Vian Libber. So again, an underrated squad, I would say. I think they would be the dark horses in the tournament when it comes to especially when Proteas leave, they can really put on a proper fight. I think this unit, a very talented unit, and a very talented squad here that can do a lot of damage. Then finally, we've got the Dufferbit Warriors. Matthew Bretsky is going to captain the side. Jefferson Pele, Jordan Herman, Tristan Stubbs, Sinitemba Klashile, Patrick Kruger, Marco Janssen, Andrich Nokia, Nilan van Heerden, Sia Sometu, Alfred Matoa, Apiwe Mnyanda, Liam Alder, Antile Mokhakane, and Ronaldo Meyer. Now, Matthew Bretsky had a brilliant SA20, and I think you would have taken a lot of confidence from his time at the Durban Super Giants. And I think I hope that will rub off on him in this particular tournament. Jefferson Pele is quite a destructive batter. I'm a big fan of his and what I've seen from him so far at the Lions now. We saw him perform well at the Titans when he was batting with someone like Deval Brevis. So let's see how he performs with Matthew Bretsky. It's possible that those two could be the top three. The first three could be the top three, with Jordan Herman opening probably with Matthew Bretsky, and then Jefferson Pele coming in at number 3, and Tristan at 4, perhaps. We know the destructive nature of Patrick Kruger, Marco Janssen as well. So it's going to be great to see them let loose. And the big news over here is Andrich Nokia coming back. So I'm very excited to see how he is, and I hope that he gets to play from the start, so that we can see how he's doing and physically how he's feeling. So those are the squads for the CSA T20 challenge so far. I just want to give you guys a quick update on which games will be played when. So tomorrow, the first game will be as a day-night game at 6 o'clock the evening. The Warriors will take on the Tuskers at St. George's Park in Gqeberha. Then we've got Hollywood Bets Dolphins. All of the games tomorrow will be at 6 o'clock. So the Dolphins will play 6 Grand Grill Western Province. Actually, it's not 6 Grand Grill Western Province anymore. It's now World Sports Betting Western Province at Kingsmead Stadium in Durban. Then we've got the Lions against the Rocks at the Wanderers in Johannesburg. Then the Titans will take on Northwest at SuperSport Park in Centurion. And then this weekend, we've got games on Sunday. All of the games will be at 2 o'clock. It will be the Rocks versus the Titans at Boland Park, Western Province versus the Tuskers at Newlands, which I'll probably attend, Dolphins and the Warriors in Durban. So Durban, the Dolphins get to play 2 games in their home stadium, so they don't need to travel. And then we've got Northwest Dragons against the Lions in Potchefstroom. So that's the first round of basically the first weekend of fixtures. So just to give you guys a quick update of what's going to be happening, obviously, over the weekend and what's going to be happening tomorrow. 6 o'clock, those games will start. So let's get into the live chat and see what you guys have had to say. Priyanshu, welcome to the show, buddy. He says, what's your opinion on SRH sacking Aiden from captaincy? In my opinion, you can't judge a player on one season. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a bit harsh that they did. But when you have someone like Pat Cummins available to captain the side, I don't blame them for taking a World Cup winning captain and going and trusting him with the captaincy. Why no Quentin de Kock in the Titans? I don't know. And also no David Miller for the Dolphins, which is also another surprise. I don't know if there's injuries there or something. But the only Proteas from the T20 setup that are available for this match are Andrich Nokia, Marco Janssen, Aiden Markram, Lazard Williams, Debray Shamsi, Heinrich Klaassen, Lungingidi, Keshav Maharaj. You can throw Andile into that mix, Pechlekwayo, Riza Hendricks, Kagiso Rabada, Rassi van der Dussen, and Nandre Berger. And that's just from the last T20 squads that we've seen recently. Those are the guys that are in the mix here. You know, another name I didn't see is Gerald Coetzee. I wonder what's happened to him, if he's injured or something. Because he would be part of the Titan squad. But he's not in the squad. So that's another one that is maybe a little bit of a concern over. that he's not available. You surprised that Quinton Cock ain't in the Titans squad? Because I'm certainly not. Think we came to a point where we'll only see Quinton Cock in the BBL, SA20, and IPL. I think we've gotten to that point too. Some of the guys in that Rocks lineup is absolutely on super high contracts, but contribute very little to the team. Must be up there as one of the worst squads if we're being real. Hardly any youth in that squad. Yeah, I would say out of all the squads available, I think that the Rocks do look quite worrying, but you never know what can happen. What a good team environment, if there is one, can do to rally troops together. Why Klaassen isn't in the Titans squad? He is in the Titans squad. Bjorn Lawrence says Bjorn captained on quite a few occasions for the Lions in the past, but as a stand-in. Excited to see how. Yeah, that's what I know. He's captained as a stand-in before, but I don't think he's ever taken a team as captain for a whole season. So for a whole tournament like this, I'm excited to also see. I agree with you. I'm excited to see what he can do as full-time skipper and what decisions he makes, because we know how brave he is as a player. I want to see what he can do as a captain. He says hopefully Quinton Cock will be in the World T20 squad. Let's see. I don't know what conversations are happening between him and Rob at the moment. Lauren saying would love to see Dawood get a couple of games. I rate him, to be honest. It's unfortunate that he hasn't gotten an opportunity to play more games this season. I mean, he was a wrist spinner that I thought was coming through the system that could possibly be the next guy, and he switched franchises quite a bit. Didn't work out for him at Province. He moved around a bit, and I think he went to Easterns for a while. Then now the Lions. So I think the Warriors as well. I think he went to. So like he's been around quite a bit at different franchises, trying to find a chance to play. So I'm hoping that they give him an opportunity. I think he can be quite devastating, particularly in this format because of his wrist spin. I just want to see the guy get more chances to play. That's all. Yaneman redemption season. Gardens, why no title sponsor for the tournament? Um, can't tell you why. Amin says, gotta say, Warriors have got a gun squad. I am putting my money on them. Lawrence says, time for John O'Bird to get a run at the top of the order for Western Province. Out of all the young batters, I rate him the highest. Love the way he bats, attacking and taking it to the bowlers. I haven't really seen him bat in a long time. He's been having a hell of a lot of injuries, and it's something that he needs to. I hope that he's gotten over now and can take his career forward, because he's been hindered by injuries. Every single time he finds a little bit of momentum, he gets an injury. So I'm hoping that John O'Bird, can get an opportunity here at this team at Western Province in this tournament. Um, it's going to be tough though, because they don't really have any players that are going off to the IPL. So it's going to be tough to get into that side, particularly with Kyle being captain now as well. Tony DeZorzi having played SA20. So it can be quite difficult to get into that side. But out of the young batters in that side, you would say he's one of the more destructive ones and probably more suited to T20 cricket. Um, I'm a big fan of Daniel Smith and what I've seen from him, particularly in first class cricket. I haven't actually seen him play T20 cricket yet, I don't think. So I think, I guess I'll probably see him for the first time in this tournament play, if he does play at any of the Newlands games. Dolphins will miss Miller. Dolphins lack firepower. Lawrence is pity to see Stoke not in the Titans match day squad for tomorrow's game. Klaassen and Lungi also not available. Hope those two aren't injured. Did they release their match day squad already? See, I don't go on Instagram enough and on social media enough. Um, Yeah. So I see that yeah, there's a match day squad for Northwest Dragons, and it's Dayan Khalim, Ayad Kamani, Neil Brandt, Aiden Markram as captain, Divock Brevis, Sibanela Makanya, Aaron Pangiso, Rivaldo Munsami, Corbin Bosch, Luandre Pretorius, Junior Dala, Jack Leash, Donovan Ferreira, Tabrez Shamsi, and Lazard Williams. That's the 15-man squad. And yeah, you're right. Heinrich Klaassen is not available, and Lungi is not available for the match. So I hope they're not injured either. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Um, Lawrence says, outside again, if you want to get the best out of Dewald in the white ball format, he needs to open. He's been putting in his best performance opening the batting. I personally think he's been getting better performances batting at three, to be honest. Um, that's what from what I've seen. Um, but I mean, he did get do well opening the batting for the Titans in the CSA T20 Challenge last season. Bellingham has a county contract with Durham. The English season starts on 5th of April, so he may leave this tournament early, possibly. I read an article yesterday stating Bellingham will be available for the full tournament. Um, so it does, I think he will be. From my conversations with him, when I did speak to him, he did seem to be available. It did seem that he said that he would be available for the entire CSA T20 challenge. Um, that is the vibe I got from him. Hopefully, there will be a good crowd at the games. I hope so too. How will the Lions pick a top five out of Riza, Rickerton, Rassi, Mulder, Temba, and Van Buren? Tough one for Domingo. And you know what? Transformation targets will probably come into play over there quite heavily. Hope to see more of Evan Jones in this tournament. He's been unlucky not to get enough games this season. Lawrence Bailey says again, Muller just came back from the Bangladesh Premier League and will be having his wedding this weekend. So we'll probably go on a little honeymoon before jetting off to the IPL. Thank you for that information. Muller getting married. Thank you for that information. To be honest, Yanaman Malan should move to the Lions. Will he get into that? Um, Excited to see what Mapaka can do, but that's a strong Lions and Warriors squad. Lawrence is been looking at his Instagram story. Yeah, I don't go on social media enough, to be honest with you, um, to catch all of their stories, etc. Yanaman needs, maybe I should do it more. Yanaman needs some top coaches right now for getting back at his. Yanaman needs some top coaches right now to help him get back to his best. I don't know what it is with Yanaman, to be honest. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't know if it's team environment. I don't know what's been the deal with him. But ever since he's left the Cobras or the Western Province team, his career has shot down quite quickly. Wish there was an emerging side in this tournament because a lot of good players are missing out on cricket. Well, the emerging players and stuff and university players, etc., they're going to the to the um what's it, the some Africon or something, um the African Games. That's where they'll be. So there are quite a few guys in the side over there that you could say are emerging players or perhaps are yeah, a lot of them are university players, but there are some, like you could say, emerging players in there too. Yanaman is getting wasted at the Rocks. Matt92 on Venus Twitter, the squads are available. Yeah, they've released it on their social media pages as well. I just read out the squads for the entire tournament that were released. So the match day squads have also been released now, or released as well. I was busy with other things, so I haven't been on social media to check that. Um, Not all the teams have released their match day squads, though. You see, that's also the thing. You have to be on social media basically all the time to get the updates quickly, because not all the teams release their match day squads on time. Like the Tuskers have now also released their match day squad. Also released their match day squad today. Um, it's Michael Erlang, Cameron Dalport, Tamasanka Kumalu, Malcolm Nuffel, Cameron Sickleton, Cal Nipper, Keith Dudgeon, Olivia Rudgat, Alan Dile, Fletiwa, Smangaliso Niklebela, Kirtland Manikam, Mundli Kamalu, and Mbulela Budaza. And then obviously the Titans have released their squad, which I read out early on. And then you see some of them release their match day squads, 50-man squads. Some of them release their full squads today. So it's not very accurate. They're not always on time, all the teams. So it's pretty difficult to always to find all of this information. I have to be on social media all the time and I have other stuff to do as well. Mohammed saying Luandre Pretorius looks exciting. Magnetus is the Lions are favorites based on the batting line up. Glenn Ray saying good to hear Bedingham will stay for the full season. Well, um, Matt 92 says, I understand why transformation talks exist and support it, but so many good players miss out because of it. Milan Dolphins makes sense. What's up there in Nokia return? You will be he's in the squad, so you'll probably play. KG, which team is he playing for the Lions? Tex saying Yanaman Milan to Titans makes sense. Yanaman Aiden combo. Yeah, well, Aiden already plays for the Titans, eh? So it will be him and someone else opening the batting if he goes there. There's a lot of talent at the Titans, so it's going to be difficult for him to push in. I think somewhere like Northwest would be a good for him. We definitely will get game time, and I mean he's familiar with that area. Could be great for him. Lee Paul maybe play season on loan Division 2 to get his form back. I don't think that he can just move to another team. Yaniman ain't making the Lions team, to be honest. You'll be better off going to North. I just said that now. His Foreman started off his career. Um, it's, it's like sometimes, Lawrence, you read my mind. Um, Andrich is back. Yes, he is. Yes, Anna back. Good luck to him. Kerwin Manguru. Yeah, very underrated player in the domestic circuit in T20 cricket, particularly. Northwest Paul T20 squad looked like a first class team. Would have liked to see young T20 players getting opportunity. A lot of them look like some first class teams. Um, Lawrence saying Sean Williams will also be joining up with the Titans if all goes to plan with an administrative side, as per Adam Theo, a Zim cricketer insider. Alfred Matoa, Schwammenberg. um, yeah. So Dex saying very boring, to be honest, this Drox side. Mohammed saying, do you think Deploy would come back to SA if Titans uh, is, huh? Resign him? Or like Lions, he's a gun player. I hope he doesn't play for England, though. When we saw the SA20 list, I don't know now what the real truth is now. Because when I interviewed him a couple of years ago, he was still showing intent to play for South Africa. But when we saw the SA20 list of players, there was England in brackets behind his name. So I don't know whether, and I think he would have counted as an overseas player for the Joburg Super Kings. So I don't know now what the situation with Louis Deploy is. I think he's qualified to play possibly for England now. Um, yeah. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Uh, Please subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell for all future videos, please. I hope you guys do so, and spread it to all your other friends and family that have that are South African cricket fans as well. Um, Lauren saying, who you choosing to keep Khalid, Munsami or Luandre? I want to see the youngster, to be honest. Oh, who do I choose to keep? I mean, I don't really care, to be honest. It would be better to probably see the youngster, I would say, because it's always nice to see a younger player get an opportunity. But I think with the transformation targets, it will be quite difficult to push Leandre into the team um, with the other players that are available in the squad. Unless I'm talking complete rubbish to myself here. But let me just have a look. So if you pick your, how many white players are there? Can you believe that we have to go? We have to actually do this. Ay, ay, ay. It is a nightmare. So Benilla Makanya will play. So that's your first Black African player. And then you've got Kamani and Junior Dala. So those are your three Black African players that will play. So that at least they're all bowlers. You could say Ayakan Kamani and Simelina Makanya probably are all rounders, kind of. Makanya more an all rounder, I guess, more better though. Um, then Aiden plays because he's captain. Um, Donovan Ferreira will probably play, so that's your two white players. Um, Deva Brevis plays probably. Um, so Leandre can open the batting actually with Dewald. It's possible, and then he can play because you can pick Tabray Shamsi, Lazard Williams, Tayan Khalim. You don't have to pick Rivaldo Munsami then. So I'll go with Leandre Pretorius probably for this particular format. Would like to see the youngster play against some men. Would like to see Lewis to play for England. He's such a good player. Um, Khalid, bring Yanaman to the show. I'll message him and ask him. Is Compton back playing in SA? I think so. Um, but anyway, thanks, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Please subscribe, click the notification bell for future videos, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll do a show a little bit earlier, probably 5 o'clock, because the games will start at 6. So the games will start at 6. So obviously you need to go and check that out. Someone asking me where they can see the full squads. It's on our website, cricketfanaticsmag.com. So you can just go there and you'll see the full list of squads for the tournament. We did put it up there for you guys to consume as well. So yeah, our website is also a very good place for you guys to get that information as well. But generally speaking, on my daily shows, I'll update you on anything that has happened that is important in the cricket space. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. We'll probably go live at 5, so I can be ready, so I can watch the games at 6. Let's maybe do a Q&A session where you guys can ask me anything, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care. Peace out, everyone.